and we'll see what happens here. All right, so we're streaming again on YouTube. Sorry for those people. Yes, so eventually there will be more live on the YouTube. It'll be a 20-second delay. I just want to make sure I've got an image, and then yes. All right. Welcome back, YouTube people. Hello, TikTok people. Hello, Caden Crawford 792. Hello, Martian. Welcome. We are currently painting a background for SpongeBob Burgers. So as you can see, we're inside the Krusty Krab Bob's restaurant, and we are. What are we doing? We're going to close this out. That's our reference. All right. So we need to do paint in the nails. And we need to get back to our reference. Oh, you can barely get a color off of that. All right, so make sure we're on the nail layer. And we'll also clip it to the main floor. And we are just going to choose the Flex Wet Brush. We're going to just shrink it down because that's way too big for a couple of nails. I see what it's doing. There we go. Helps if the layer is on so that you can see it. Now it's getting shadowing from the sketch layer above. But there. Now you can see it a little bit better. And we'll give it just a little bit of shading here. And point of fact, we can... Actually, there's going to be other nails, so we'll just... It's the very, very, very exciting world of watching a guy digitally paint nails. But all these details help sell the shot. Give a little highlight with some white. And now we zoom back. There's another spot where I know we've got some nails to contend with. Over here. So let's go back to our sketch layer. Make sure that we add those two, because when we bring back color, we won't be able to see them. Now we go back to our nail paint layer. First, we sample the color. Sample. Bring back color. And we paint. All that just to get in a couple of nails. This is the exciting world of animation, folks. I promise that in future live streams, because we're going to try and do this every Sunday from 10 to 12, we are going to... Hello, Leon Posey 16. So what we've got going on here is we're focusing obviously on painting on the backgrounds. But in future live streams, we'll be focusing on character animation itself. We'll be working with everything from the roughs of SpongeBob or Bob, Linda, and the kids doing various things. We'll work that through step by step as we've got the rough sketch layers, then the rough animation layers, the in-betweens, all the cleanup and stuff like that. So if you decide you want to be here every Sunday, we are going to go through a lot of different steps and just showing you kind of the nitty-gritty of how we do it. And then, of course, for those of you who don't want to sit for multiple hours, we'll have some behind-the-scenes stuff as well that will help. Will help? It will help. That you'll be able to kind of get snippets of this. Let's see if there's any questions at this point. No, there isn't, and that's fine. Looks like we've only got a couple people holding in there anyway. So, hello to the people who are staying around. Actually, let's see. That would be, I see just the letter V. And that's Penzon. Thank you, Penzon, for sticking around for the moment. As we come into our last 20 minutes of today's broadcast. All right, so we are going back to painting these floorboards, doggone it. Turn off that for now. I think, just so we can start seeing some more of the rough things here, let's do an ink layer. Floor ink. And we are going to bring in a new brush. I think I'm going to use the classic cartoonist brush that's in Photoshop. Has a rougher edge. All right, so now we got to be delicate about it. We're going to be, painting in ink lines now. Let's bring this down even a little bit more. And I prefer to do these by hand. I do not have the steadiest of hands, but what helps is that SpongeBob's backgrounds have a very, very rough feel to their lines anyway, especially in the earlier seasons. This also allows me to really shape the boards, do things like add notches and double check our music here. Also going to go back to my channel right now just to make sure that the live stream is currently going on. Why, yes it is. We're good. All right, back to painting. Let's see, Caden Crawford, hello. Looks like you followed the host and then you left. And then it looks like, I'm not sure what. Sent TikTok universe to print. Oh, I think those are just headlines. I love that my own TikTok live gets feeds from other things going on in other TikTok live. As if it's saying, why are you here? Go look at this thing that's going on. Isn't it lovely? The other thing I like doing with the brush, if anyone's wondering, because I know I am. So what I'm working on here that you can't see down below here, I'm working on a Huion, if I'm saying that right. If anyone knows, please let me know. Hello, Manicests 13. We are explaining that I'm using a Huion 24 Pro tablet. So I'm seeing a giant screen right now of what you're seeing on the top half or on the wider spot here on YouTube. That allows me to technically draw right on it instead. It is an absolute game changer for those of you who are using the Wacom tablets or other stuff and you're just drawing on the tablet. That really helps for your being able to make it look more organic. But drawing on the actual space is an absolute delight. Being able to just come in here and draw the line. And also, it's like I'm an old school artist. I had easels and large pads of paper for pastels and oils. So as long as I'm not moving lines around, and you'll notice, that there's something that's going to happen in just a little bit, and I'll show you how it looks. You guys are going, okay, wait a second. These are black lines, and if you are used to SpongeBob, the actual lines of the outline of SpongeBob, the outline of the Krusty Krab, of things, whether they're background elements, props, or characters, they're rarely solid black lines. And I'm not sure how much of a industry standard standard this is. This may be apocryphal, and that's not how it's done at all. But I like to do my line work in solid black, and then I will do a clipping path on top of it and paint those lines the colors that I want. I feel it gives me more control, and being able to just see the black ink work separately really helps delineate, have I got all the lines that I want before I paint over them in this case it'll be dark green or whatever it is. Let's see. Hello to all those symbols who joined. And to anyone who's still around. What's funny is that it'll talk about people who have joined, but then it will have weird icons for the other people. Hello, who says hello? Silencer says hi. Although I think Silencer said hi a while ago. And now other people are saying LOL. Yep. I think there's a lot of things when it comes to monitoring a live TikTok. I mean, the creator should be able to just throw throw everything up and whatnot. I know there is Live Studio. I know that there is TikTok Live Studio, but it is only Windows 10. And I'm an Apple worker. Apple worker. I sound like I'm in an orchard somewhere. I work completely in just. I've got my Mac Studio. I've got my Mac laptop. I've got my iPad. I got my iPhone. So I would like a TikTok. I would very much like a live stream key so that I could just not have to put this to my camera. Maybe I could see chats and stuff without me having to squint at my phone. So that's what's going on there. Hello, hello. Oh, it's always so nice to see the likes coming in. So we are in our last 15 minutes. So let's finish up here. And I'm even going to do some floor ink for these lovely nails. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. So you can start seeing we're getting a little more. The other thing I like about using the pens is that I can roughly pull my pen a little away, a little off, a little on to kind of vary the strength of the ink line. Gives, again, a nice rough feel. All right, so let's get these nails drawn. Actually, let's do this proper. So, once again, I'm starting to draw in the notches. We'll focus on this area here so we can kind of see at least part of the floor done all the way through. Now, one of the things that you'll notice in SpongeBob texturing is that they'll have a lot of grains in the wood. Bring in a little separation of another floorboard here. Maybe bring this crack in a little deeper. You want that balance of something that looks good but not too distracting from your main action. It's always a fine line of, you can have a cityscape, for example, where there's so much going on that you're watching the whole frame, which, I mean, look, there's masterpieces like Akira where, of course, every frame is a masterpiece, and a lot of stuff for Studio Ghibli. All right. So let's see how we're doing here. Ann Maxwell, hello, Ann Maxwell. And hello to everyone else who is currently there. Let's get in a couple more notches here. A couple more swirlies. Get that wood. Get that grain of wood kicking in. I really love these rare moments where you can be a little free with painting stuff, and eventually some of you will hopefully be there to see this premiere episode. And upon doing so, you'll be like, oh, I remember watching him paint all that wood. And we watched him draw every little bit of it. All right. So now we've got, we can go a little further here. So now we have things very, I'm going to have to do some cleanup work, obviously. But let's get to the main stuff here. So let's go to the block floor, actually, and we're going to get a little cleanup here since this is supposed to be a straight line. Let's go over here on block floor, and we're going to just delete this, clean that up a little bit. And then we're going to use our lasso tool. That way before, we run out of time, you guys can see at least one part of this drawn to completion. All right, and we don't need to worry about parts that go behind the... All right, so now things get a little more fun. We can turn off the sketch layer and we can start seeing more of what we've actually done for the floor. Let's see, anyone who's joined? T-Fang has joined. Hello, T-Fang. And still loving the symbols of all that. All right. So now I have my ink layer, my floor ink. And now I'm going to make a new layer on top of that. And I'm going to call it floor ink paint. Now I'm going to go back to some of my older brush, my previous brush. Let's see. I'm going to go back to my wet brushes. I'm going to go back down to real oils. Hit return to close that dialog. All right. So what's going on here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sample this darker green. I'm going to go even a little darker. Now, when I paint on top, and in point of fact, since this is going to be my starting point, I can just fill this whole layer with this color. So ta-da! Instead of a bunch of black lines, we now have these color lines. Now, if I still want to highlight and shift these around, like I'm going to want these nails to be more of the nail color, not the wood color. Come in over there, sample, hit my swatch, bring it down much darker, shrink this brush down. Yep. What I've learned is that these wet brushes can sometimes be a little chunky. Now I'm going to use the cartoonist. I'm back to the cartoonist brush now. Shrink that down. Yep. Well, I want this to be darker. Oh, there went our music again. Where's our other nails? Our flat nails. Oop. And see, this is the whole deal. You start bleeding into the other ones. That's fine. Make it real small. Paint around. Now you guys can see how this is looking much more like a SpongeBob background. We have floor texture. We'll actually add a little bit more on the floor paint layers. Let's go back to floor paint. And let's just add a little bit more of that fun in there. Like for example, we're going to want parts of these to, we're going to change brushes again. I'm going to try and do flex wet, see how that works. Shrink you down. Now we can just get a little bit more detail. You know, I'm going to go back to classic cartoonist. I need these to be very much more defined. Yeah, now it's coming in way too strong. It's always a compromise. You rarely have a brush that is so perfect. All right, how are we doing here on Le TikTok? We have 2 people. Hello, 2 people. Hello. No, not your girl. Reminds me of Chowder. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. Let's see. And hello to emoji with sick dollar signs in your eyes emoji. All right, we're going to go back to this brush here. There we go. Get a little more definition between the floorboards here. Not too much. Make sure I'm on floor paint. As for those of you who are new to this stream, we've had a few moments where I've been painting on the wrong layers. Let me just add a little bit more grain. I think the Bob Ross movie is about ready to come out. That'll be, I think it's Owen Wilson playing Bob Ross. That will be fun. Let's see. Let's bring a little music back for our last few minutes. One moment while I kick that back up. This time we'll just go for chill hop. How about them apples? Yeah, whatever works. All right. And I just moved the whole layer. Oh, was odd. I seem to have hit a magical set of keys that erased OBS briefly, momentarily. Hello, Adam. What are we doing? We are painting. We are painting up. We're doing it again. Yeah, not sure what keeps happening. All of a sudden, when I'm working in Photoshop, it removed everything else. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We are finishing up. We are taking this backdrop that we screenshot from our 3D work of the Krusty Krab, as well as one not as fancy with color reference. And we are beginning to paint in a hand-drawn, so we're doing it all over again. Bum, bum. So now we're painting everything right back in, including now the ink. So that, and we'll show that we'll have the sketch put back on. The eventual thing is to have this. This is the original animatic frame. So this will be a shot where we have Jean and Louise and Tina trying to talk about their different solutions to the problem that makes up the crux of this premiere episode to Linda and Bob. And we are now doing the hard work of actually painting in that whole background, including all the textures and coloring the lines. And then eventually we're going to be drawing in the rest of it too. Now, of course, this takes a lot of time. So, we'll always be trying to balance out, making sure that you're not just watching paint dry. But I know a lot of people that are very much into animation and are wondering what it takes to get into it. Sometimes it's just spending a whole afternoon painting. Let's see how we're doing here. Ya joined, or Ja joined. Hello. Oh, I got sent pizza. That's very, very sweet. And Bobby Keenan said, sent, it's corn. It's corn. Aw, corn and pizza. I wish I had that food right now. I could use some pizza. We actually have some leftover Costco pizza that we'll be getting into after we survive this. We're coming into our closing moments. If anyone has any questions, now would be the time to shout them out as we're coming down to our final bit here. Let's see. So we've got the animatic. Eventually you'll get to a full background more like this. This is, obviously more of showing off what's going to be across the street. The buildings right now are kind of roughed in. We've been using this background for a number of things. But as far as what's going to be, famously the chum bucket is only right across the street and just sitting by itself with no other surrounding buildings. But obviously, in the world of the city where the Wonder Wharf is and Bob and Jimmy Pesto's, it's all like San Francisco or New Jersey, where it's all just back-to-back walls. Back-to-back structures, which contain walls. And then trying to find that balance so that it still feels like both worlds are one of the things we're trying to decide on right now. Hello, Caden Parker. Yeah, that is where we're sitting right now. So most of them will come out like this. And since we're kind of wrapping things up, let me do one of the most important things any Photoshop person needs to do, and that's save. If you do not save and you have a sudden crash or a weird glitch, you do not want to realize the last 2 hours of work you did live stream didn't make it through to the end. Let's see, it's 11:59 here. Hello, Caden again. What do we got going on right now? See, it's weird because I see icons on the top that have the icons of people, and I don't know if that's just the most recent people that have joined, but then you see the audience and you go, okay, are people here or not? Well, let's see. Headlines are coming across. John Mackey, hello there. We are beginning to wrap things up for this first live stream, but we'll be doing these again every Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon, maybe running a little longer. We had some weird things going on with our YouTube side of things. We're going to have to make sure that doesn't happen again. But we can just end things by showing off some of the backdrops again. So this is our initial first painting of the backdrop, of which we are currently trying to paint this angle of the same restaurant. But as you can see, there's a lot of things in place. So this will take a lot of detail work every single time we show this. This lovely interior. We are going to deal with a lot of cups, a lot of ice cream, a lot of cash registers, and even details. And what's funny to notice on this that I got to fix is that originally the kitchen area, looked a lot more like Bob's, where it's got the industrial washing machine, dishwasher, and the spray and the dump sink. I think he called it a couple times when he wants to give himself a bath in the drop sink. I think he called it a drop sink. Hello, G. So we are what I then noticed. So let's go over back to Blender, and if we do some magic here, let's see. So let's drop out of. Make sure that things are working properly here. Here we go. So what's now happened to differentiate is that SpongeBob's kitchen actually looks very different, and we decided to just have that. It briefly shows up in our premiere episode, but we kind of wanted to have more of what goes actually back here. So you can see there's a barrel. In point of fact, if we hit period, now, all right, what's going on? Oh, he doesn't want to scroll. So let's zoom back a little bit. I've got my 3-button mouse working across so many screens right now that it's apparently the scroll wheel will not want to operate. So now we're inside. Well, that doesn't help. Let's see if I can get ourselves around to seeing more of the kitchen. So ta-da! So our kitchen is much more, although again the layout is much more of Bob's Burgers. Hello, Quadruple 07. Even though, let's see if I can, nope, still can't. So you can see here the patty vault and the SpongeBob grill, prep table, and the fryer. We still haven't put the fryers in yet. And then we've got the condiments where they hang all the items. Oh, there's an extra bar that should not be hanging there right now. But this is the kitchen, and obviously that does not line up with this kitchen. So part of what I'm going to have to do with even this plate is redraw the new kitchen elements in there. Hello, Justin Myers. Thank you for joining. We are wrapping things up here. Our first live stream. We are already gone over by a few minutes, which is totally fine. It's like all I'm going to be doing here is painting. So again, ladies and germs, thank you so much for visiting. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for all of it. We will see about putting up 1 or 2 videos during the week. But for most of this next week, when I'm not doing my day job, I will be focusing on getting this stuff done. Maybe we'll come back to this. Maybe we'll do other backdrops, or maybe this will be advanced to a point where we can start bringing in the characters, and you guys can just see how this whole shot can get to completion, or at least get roughed in for the rough animation, and then we will progress, and we got to just keep doing this one shot at a time until we get to September 3rd, because 9 is divisible by 3. Then we will be all set to go. So, Dead, thank you for joining while dead at the last moment. We are about to wrap things up here. Make sure, thank you for following the host, Quadruple 07. Thank you all so much. This has been, we've gotten most of the kinks out. Couple issues with music, couple issues with screen vanishing, couple issues with forgetting where I'm saving my files. But otherwise, this has been absolutely fantastic. We will have to find more ways. Hello, Alan. And we have a comment. Oh boy. I don't know if that comment is towards the live or towards the other video. Hard to tell, and I don't want to push anything on the screen here and find myself suddenly dropping the live stream. But this has been absolutely fantastic. We had no idea when we started on TikTok to start showing our first video. we were not expecting 1,000,000 likes. We were not expecting 250,000 likes with the 3D reveal we did a couple weeks ago. We're a little disappointed that with all that fervent wonderment that the actual title sequence has not been excitedly went as viral. But hey, we've already passed 10,000 today. We are so happy with every one of you guys for all of it. I know if you check out the Moovieboy channel on YouTube and see the number of views or whatever it is, we've been doing this for a little while, and we've definitely been off a lot of people's radar. But a lot of people love SpongeBob. A lot of people love Bob's Burgers. Just the number of people who are angry that we are besmirching Steven's work by doing this, even if it's just as fans. A lot of people thought that Nickelodeon was doing another spin-off, and they were not happy. There were many, many people on our initial video that were 1,000% not happy. In fact, someone was even not happy and said that they do not like this mashup at all. And that's okay. We just simply love the idea of combining these two worlds. We love the idea of all of this. We are, hello, ya mom. When is it coming out? Cheap to cheap, if I'm saying that right. It is coming out September 3rd. It will be at least the full length of a normal SpongeBob episode. I don't know if we have enough to make it, or if we have enough time to make it the full length of a half-hour Bob's Burgers episode, but at the very least, it'll be the same length, which I believe is 11 minutes for a typical SpongeBob episode. So September 3rd. Now, of course, the area that you'll see it on the biggest screens will be YouTube, because it'll be 16:9. You won't have to see it on your phone. You can see it on your desktops and on your smart TVs and all that stuff. But we will also try and figure out, what I would love to see is a way to bring the whole episode. If it's 11 minutes, it may be running a little long, because I think we're stuck at 10 or maybe a little longer. So maybe we'll show portions. We'll definitely show trailers and teases as the months progress. And try and get people, but the full episode we'll be able to watch on big widescreen. Will be on YouTube on the Moovieboy channel. In my bio page, that's the little YouTube symbol. Oh, Owl Miniverse says hola. An actual comment. So I'm going to go over there and actually say hola back. Hola back. The excitement when you actually get interaction. Hello. Yeah, so I think those are the most current notes right now. We are having so much fun with this. We've had fun working on the animatic. We've actually scripted and shot the whole rough stuff where we're just roughly doing the voices in the vocal booth. We've got a beginning, middle, end. It looks exciting. We're actually going to have a musical number in it as well. Because, what's the point of having SpongeBob and Bob's Burgers join and not having at least one musical number? So let's see. I think we're just going to end this live stream in just a little bit here. But again, thank you, every one of you. You keep us going into the wee hours. I was up working, getting this ready until 4 o'clock in the morning, and then starting at 10 a.m. It's time for lunch. It is time for lunch. So we hope all of you are having a fantastic Sunday wherever you are. Enjoy your TikTok. Enjoy your YouTube. Get out and get some sun. It's springtime. I don't know. I guess that's all we really need to say. Thank you for liking the live. When did the stream start? Yeah, Mom, it started at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And in the futures, it will be from 10 a.m. Pacific to noon Pacific. And roughly, we're 9 minutes over. Who cares? What is time? But hello, Night Slayer 101. We're wrapping things up here. We're about to be shutting things down soon. But we'll be back next Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific until noon. Same with YouTube. Same with TikTok. Hopefully, TikTok might give us a stream key by then, so that instead of you guys watching me shooting OBS with my phone, so that you can see, that's the big thing. I understand that stream, usually most people are just using their selfie cam on their phone, but we want to show you what we're drawing. We want to show you what we're doing. we want to be able to show you other videos. If I needed to jump away for whatever moment, let's see. Let's make sure my thing here. I want to be able to do this if I need to, or this, or this, or this, and that's much easier to do when you've got something like OBS. Or if Live Studio would come onto the Mac, we'd be able to do it that way. And for those of you YouTubers going, what was he doing differently? Well, I was doing this. I was going to only me. I was going to this and this. We'll be right back. And now it's just me on both of them. Hello again. So hello, Brandon, 50. You know, since you guys are still joining in and out, let me at least have the screens still showing up here. This is where we're leaving off for today. We did some blockout work, some texture work to work on the floor, but there's a lot left to paint. Let me get back to where we're starting from. We are starting from here. We're taking this and we are going all the way to hand painting this entire shot to go all the way through. GTA fan, can't wait for that. I know. We trust me, wait. Oh, you joined. You know, some of you guys who have lines in your names, it's so difficult to tell the difference between that person has joined or that person has commented. But it's all about being creative. Everybody's so creative. I wonder does she do YouTube as well? I bet she does YouTube shorts. I mean, she's so popular around here. Everybody, I can't remember her name. Everybody's so creative. I can't do voices. I've shot my voice. It's only noon and I've shot my voice. So I'm going to stop saying that we're cutting off and we're going to finally cut off. It's 12:12 and pretty soon it's going to be 12:12:12. So again, love you all. See you all next live stream. Continue to follow on the channel to check out all the videos. Watch them to your heart's content. Share, duet, stitch. Do all that fun stuff. YouTube short, remix it. Hey, why not? Because it's possible. That's what happens. Stuff. And things. And words. Words are good and live stream better. So again, love you all. We're going to end the stream before I end my brain cells even more. My old goodbye, many years ago in college when I had a sketch show, we would always end every show with thank you and come again. The show back then was called Come Again, so thank you and come again. And yes, it has naughty references too, but we'll skip that because, hey, we don't know who's watching right now. But again, thank you all so much. I keep saying thank you. Can you tell them I'm a Midwesterner? Midwest folks have a very difficult time hanging up the phone. We will do small talk for the first half hour. We'll do small talk for another half an hour, and we will never get things done. And my YouTube stream is already acting up anyway. So tell you what, folks, this has been lovely. Catch you all later. Thank you, and come again. Now, I'm assuming that the power button is the one I hit here to turn off. So I'm going to try that here. Bye-bye, TikTok. We love you. End live. Share your live for more viewers. So my choices are not share, but end now. That makes no sense. But we're going to end now because we love you, and we'll see you next Sunday. And then over here, YouTube humans, we are going to hit the stop streaming button. So again, YouTubers, we love you. We've been getting some nice traction on YouTube of late, and that blows our minds. That absolutely blows our minds that normally we're happy if we get 2 views. We're that small right now, but we'll see what happens. So YouTube, although you broke on me partway through, thank you so much. If you watched this all the way through, good Lord, we loves you. But we will continue to do more of these things. And until then, thank you and come again.